You're watching Fox 45 Morning News. All local, all morning.
Mary.
All right, Tony, thank you. Straight ahead for us, coping with depression around the holidays. We have a doctor in the studio to explain the warning signs that stress and sadness could be something more. The holidays, of course, can be a joyful time, but they can also be a very difficult time. Health officials say there is a sharp increase in depression this time of year, believe it or not. Dr. Elias Shaya is here. He's the Regional Medical Director for Behavioral Health MedStar Baltimore. And we were just saying during the break that even just talking about this subject is maybe the most important thing, to just broach the subject and the awareness that for some people, the holidays are really a tough time.
Exactly, just so that people don't feel alone in this, so that many of us, for a variety of reasons actually, do experience this challenge with depression during the holidays. Holidays are in winter time, we have shorter days, we have longer nights. Some of us are more vulnerable to that lack of sun. Others probably get carried away with preparation for the holidays and buying gifts for everyone and making it just perfect for everybody. And maybe, like you were saying, for some of us, the holiday and the joy of last year may be a loss and sorrow this year, where we celebrated with our loved ones who may not be with us anymore. Right. So it's important for us to think about that and find ways to get around that and to get beyond that, and thinking of people we may have lost.
What do you recommend for people to get through this time if it is a particularly tough time?
Yes. Thinking, for example, of those of us who are vulnerable maybe to longer nights and shorter days, trying to exercise, that makes a big difference. Making sure that we limit our sleep to no more than 8 hours is very, very helpful. Trying to sit by the window, maybe walk early in the morning or later in the afternoon and have a little bit more sun exposure, just deliberately, so that we're not getting into work in the darkness and then getting out of work in the darkness. Right. That may help. For some of us to remember that to let maybe the spirit of the season to drive us rather than perfection to drive us. And then maybe last, I would say, for some of us who may not be able to celebrate with loved ones who may be no longer with us, if we can maybe turn those happy memories to help us have moments of joy rather than the sorrow of the loss.
And for the rest of us who may be trying to help a loved one through a difficult time, what's the best way to help them cope with, perhaps, as we said, maybe it's the first holiday season that's difficult?
Needless to say, togetherness is always the best way, just being with loved ones, being with family, being with friends, being with relatives, and finding ways to not be alone. Yeah. Loneliness is a tough time now. For some of us, we may not have that blessing. Volunteering. Many organizations around our community is looking for people to help them. So you have a sense of belonging, you have a sense of being a part of something, and it gives you that wonderful way to enjoy the holidays with everyone and be in the season.
That's so great. So important to talk about. Dr. Shaya, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Very important to discuss the subject. Not always easy, but we thank you. Straight ahead for us.